Are you ready for the top 5 Web3 projects?
What's up guys, my name is Aaron and welcome to US Crypto. Hope all of you are doing well out there. So this is the top 5 gaming projects in Web3 and you could be accumulating for the next bull run. I believe the next bull run top might be around 2025. So you know what it means. It means accumulate right now while prices are low. So all of these prices I'm going to show you are very low and we're going to go from low risk to high risk. Let's not wait around any longer. Let's get into it and let's show you. The first one on the list is a well-known one. It is Gala Games. Okay, so it's ranked 70. It currently has a market cap of 642 million. So we're not like a small little coin out here, right? And then also it is currently at a price at 2 cents. All right, 2 cents, and it went to a price of 82 cents before. So you know, from here, even just looking at that, you could get literally a 40x out of this coin. So it do really well. And the market cap at once upon a time was at 5.4 billion. Okay, so you know, this is not a joke of a coin. If you've never heard of Gala, then this Gala went absolutely bananas in the last bull run. So you can definitely see where that happened. Yeah, definitely something not to play with. All right. And then yeah, if you don't know anything about Gala, I'll give you a real quick recap. So here's Gala Games. And they have different nodes, loads of different games that they're working on. They have NFTs, but the project is a really strong project. It has a great team behind it. A lot of the founders, or actually, I think it was Farm Heroes, one of the founders produced. But yeah, really big games that they've produced in the past. So you know, this is what they're doing. They're stepping into Web3, and that is a result, right, of why this went absolutely nuts. So I'm just letting you know that, you know, prices are low and this is a potential good buy, and yeah, 40x gains going back to all-time high is possible, so put it on your radar. But you probably already know about Gala, right? So let's show you some stuff you probably ain't even heard of and let's get into it. So the next one on the list is Altura, ALU. It's ranked 632, has a market cap of 23 million, or around about 24 million you could say. And the price of Altura is obviously starting to go down a little bit, which is probably why you want to look at this, because the price is dropping, and it only came out at June 2023, so very early on. You know, you might see this drop a little bit further, and hopefully it does and you can get in, right? But obviously something to keep on your radar and possibly even accumulate and dollar cost average into this coin. But if you don't know anything about it, I'm going to show you. Let's do it. So here you go. Altura, Web3 infrastructure for games. So this isn't actually a game or producing games, it's the infrastructure for games. So very interesting indeed, right? So with Altura, you can create, update and transfer NFTs in game without technical complexity and cost of investment. And guess what? Verified solution by Unity. And if you don't know what Unity is, it's a game engine and you can produce games in it. I've actually produced games in Unity before. It's a really good program. It's a bit like Flash, if you ever used that, when obviously back in the day when you could make games in Flash, but in this case you can use Unity as a game engine and it produces mobile games, desktop games, all type of games, right? So literally it's a great solution and you're plugging Web3 infrastructure into it. So that being the verified solution, it is really promising project, I would say. And then yeah, powered the next generation of gaming, so it's powered some of these games already, and obviously many more to come, I would say. So you know, when there's a saying, right, it's like when there's a gold rush you sell buckets and spades, and I would say this is perfect in this analogy for this project. So definitely check Altura out. But for example, that being a really good project, how much could we actually make on Altura? So 23 million in market cap, right? And then we want to get it to Axie Infinity, which I'm showing you here. If you don't know what that is, it was a game which done really well, but in terms of the gaming sector, it had one of the highest market caps, right? So it actually got to 10.2 billion in terms of market cap, right? So I would say, yeah, I could see this going up to a market cap of 10 billion. Why not? It's a really good project, right? It's infrastructure and Web3, and when the next wave comes, they're going to need to use Altura, and you're literally investing in the spades when it comes to gold digging, right? So that's the way I see it. So yeah, what do we need to do to get to that market cap? So let's do that real quick. Okay, so if we need to try and get this market cap to 10.4 billion, we are going to give a little bit of projection here. So I'm going to do 24, this is million for that market cap, times by 440, right? and that gives us 10.56, so around about that. So that means you could 440x your money with Altura if it got to the market cap of Axie Infinity, which I think is possible. All right. So with that said, let's get into the next coin. The next one on the list is Games for a Living, GFAL, and maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't, but I'm here to tell you that it's a really good project. It's ranked 1000, so really low down on the list. Not many people know about this. Market cap is 8.7 billion, so obviously nothing compared to Gala Games, and obviously we haven't had much price action with this coin because it's quite new. Okay, so you know, it only came out on the March 2023, and yeah, we haven't seen anything from it just yet, and I wouldn't expect to because we're in a bear market, right? But in a bull market, this could do absolutely crazy gains, right? And I actually have a full review on this coin, so you can check it out above right there. And yeah, we had a market cap of about 11 million at one point. Okay, so we did have an all-time high at one point, and this is probably, well, back here when we had a good little run up, but obviously prices have pulled back a bit now, so probably a good entry for you to get into. Also, look, prices is just 1 penny. Okay, 1 penny, so you know, really easy to grab a whole bunch of these. But yeah, if you don't know anything about Games for a Living, I'll just give you a quick little enlightenment of it. Welcome to Games for a Living, brought to you by gaming industry leaders. And yeah, I want to say this, I'm not joking about that, it does literally have game industry leaders. So we're at the start of this, right? It only came out not long ago, and it has one game actually out, and then one they're actually currently working on. But then if you want to see where this is an absolute gem, we're talking about the team, okay? So what makes this really interesting is the team, right? So just opening up some of these guys' profiles, it will show you the team. So this guy used to be CG art director at Netflix, okay? Really cool. Next guy, okay? So founder, the first CEO of Electronic Arts, so EA Games, okay? And that is actually true. So you go down, he was literally the first founder of and CEO of Electronic Arts. So, you know, this guy is an absolute legend in the game, and he was director of product and marketing at Apple before that. So he's not someone to mess around with. This other guy here, Emmanuel Sort, he is also obviously the CEO and co-founder, and he's got some really good stuff as well. So he used to work for King Games, right? And he's the first vice president, and he was a vice president. And if you don't know anything about King Games, this is one of the biggest online games ever, Candy Crush, okay? So that right there alone shows you the power of GFAL, Games for a Living. And in terms of the power, we saw Gala with a great team, and it obviously got to 5.4 billion in market cap. I believe that more and more money comes into crypto, right? So we can see even higher in terms of market cap. So where could this go? So obviously looking at Games for a Living, we have a market cap of 8 million, right? But obviously you saw the potential behind the team and what they're planning to do, right? And then they're already in a great project. We saw the history with Gala Games, right? So if we was to do 8 times by 1,300, right? That gives us 10.4 billion, right, in market cap, and that is the same as Axie Infinity right there, so it's 10.2, but you know, 1,300x on GFAL, right, on GFAL. So the next coin on the list is Myra, and it currently has a market cap of 4 million, so hence why it's lower on the list, and the actual coin is ranked at 1040, so we're going really far down on the rankings now, and yeah, the price is actually going downwards, right? And that's quite good for us because obviously you can get in at low prices, and that's the plan. So the coin actually came out in May 2023, so you know, pretty good in terms of it's pretty new. So you know, who knows, you might see this go even lower, but obviously probably a good time to look at DCAing into this coin if you think it's good. But you know, talking about thinking it's good, let me show you a little preview quickly. So here you go, Myra, and if you haven't seen it, I've done a full review. You can check the full review up at the top as well. And yeah, so what exactly is it? It's a gaming company, a bit like Gala, so they have very similar things. So they do nodes to basically make the network secure for the games, so you can actually buy nodes and you can actually get revenue from having these nodes. So it's not Gala do the exact same thing, and yeah, they have a lot of games, it seems, and yeah, just giving you a quick overview on some of these things, like so like Moonville Farms, Meta Rush, and then yeah, showing you how to do that. And it says founded by leading game and blockchain industry veterans, right? So it looks promising indeed. yeah, but to give you an overview on my full review, so obviously they have these logos here, and that's all good. But I was actually trying to find some of the actual people. I couldn't find any of the actual people working there. So obviously they can state that, but I would actually like to see who's working there. That would give me more like confidence in investing and knowing where these people come from. So that's something to know. Also, if you go to the ecosystem, so obviously they have a whole bunch of games, right? Like loads from what I can see. But then when you look at trying to actually play them, it's all of it says that's in development, and obviously that's fine because it's a very, very early stage project. So it's more of a thing where they can all be in development right now, but we're waiting to see they're going to come through, right? So that is where the potential risk comes with Myra, because we don't know necessarily who the team are, but also that we haven't got actual games to play at this current moment. But that being said, this is why this is high risk, high reward. If you got in really early on the ground floor of a project where actually hasn't come out, and obviously you can get in really low prices, then that's where all the rewards could happen. So it's more of a 50-50 with this one, right? It could do really well if you invest in it. It could go crazy, and you never know. With this one, it's a high risk, high reward. If they can pull off what they're trying to do, have all these different games, they're all really good, and it becomes like a hub for Web3 gaming, then really, really good potential. And yeah, you could see it do absolutely crazy. Maybe you could get to the market cap of Axie Infinity, right? But it all comes down to the if, right? But anyway, on that note, so Axie Infinity, 10.4, right? 10.4 billion in market cap. Can we get there? Let's have a little look. So we are currently at 4 million in market cap. So if we were to do that, so 4, and this is a million, trying to get to 10.4. So I would say we could try 2,500, and that's 10 billion right there. So yeah, literally 2,500x if you get to 10 billion. If Myra can pull it off, right, you could 2,500x your money, okay? So even if you was to put 1,000 into this, you would literally have insane gains, all right? But obviously it comes with risks. That's what I'm trying to say to you. But talking about risks, let's get into another project that has really good potential and could do really well. So let's get into it. So the next one on the list is Revolve Games, RPG as the ticker symbol. What a great ticker symbol, RPG. Anyway, rank is 1,879 and its market cap of 1,200,000. So absolutely nothing. This is tiny. It's a tiny project, okay? But yeah, it actually came out on October 2021. It had a little bit of a run up on the bull market, because it did experience a bull market scenario, and yeah, it went to around about $1.79, and obviously we're currently at a price of 3 cents. So you could really do well with this coin, going from 3 cents to nearly towards the $2 mark just from that. But yeah, obviously that might have came out a bit prematurely, and now all of the hype's gone down from it, and it's experiencing a bear market. But this is where you might want to get into good projects, right? So let's actually check out Revolve Games. Is it a good project? So here you go, Revolve Games, and we're just gonna look at the trailer real quick. Why not?
The pylons are a source of energy and life. Without them, our civilization could not exist. But where life thrives, danger follows. There are things out among the stars which feed off the pylons, and hunger is a cruel and demanding master. No matter the cost, the pylons must be protected. If we fail in this endeavor, only darkness and death await us. The gods definitely took a liking to this place. The sweetest nectars have flown here, a gift from the heavens, fertile lands reaching mountains and luscious jungles. To some, these things aren't anything special, but I say it's worth fighting for. Find it within and go forth into battle with a mighty heart, defeating whatever enemy gets in your way. Protect Celestium at all costs.
You hungry? Chew on this. Quit squawking and die, Star Trash.
Living life on the edge feels good. I could get used to this.
The path ahead through Celestium is clear. How will you walk it?
So there you go. There's a little bit about what the game they are making, and obviously it's the game developer, so potentially they might have more games coming out as well in the future. But then also it looks like a really good project. It's got a couple different partners here. So you've got crypto.com there, so hopefully you should know them. Chainlink, and yeah, some other venture capitalist firms behind them, backing them. Okay, and it's a play to earn. So you know, really good inside of the Web3 gaming theme. And yeah, you can look at the roadmap. So for example, where we are right now, we need to see if they've done some of this stuff right. So they're literally building bones and blades, doing stuff for their metaverse, and obviously all of this stuff here on the white paper is what we are looking for. Okay, so the potential new stuff, so new maps, creatures, all these types of things. We've got a marketplace which is going to come soon. You can play the game as well, download it, and you can actually get into the whole metaverse of this game. I am a Mac user, so I couldn't actually download it. This seems to be for PC only, so yeah, just to let you know. But yeah, obviously got potential, and you've got another one potentially coming out and you can watch the trailer for, right? So here you go. Let's see how far we can go with this one. Okay, are they able to show and prove? Can they get to the point of Axie Infinity of 10.4 billion market cap? Let's see. I'm not sure they will. We will just have to wait and see, right? So we can do the calculation though, right? So we're going to do 1.2, and we're just going to times this towards the 10.4 billion mark. So I'm going to do 9,000. All right, so we're going to do 9,000. all right, that gets us to 10.8 billion, right? So literally, if Revolve Games manages to literally get to Axie Infinity's market cap in last bull run, it would 9,000x, okay?
It's over 9,000! 9,000? There's no way that can be right! It can't!
There you have it. 5 Web3 projects what could do really well in the next bull market. Obviously, there's risk to be had and profits to be had. It's crypto. It doesn't come with no risk. It is a risky game, okay? But this is why I'm here, and this is maybe why you're here, because I like a bit of risk. So who knows? Some of those projects could do really, really well. Some of them might not do great, but that's why we're here. We're looking to invest when things are low, and that's the risk we take. Bear in mind, in every single bull market I've been through, I've been in crypto since 2016. You see more and more money come in, so the liquidity gets more. For example, we're looking at 10.4 billion as a benchmark. The next cycle, the all-time high, 10.4 in a gaming project will probably be nothing, okay? It might be 30 billion, okay? I'm just being real with you. That's what happens. It gets higher and higher. More money flows in, right? And we need to remember, crypto is small compared to the rest of the markets, so that type of money can flow in the more we get adoption. So just remember that when you think that these things are not possible, because they are. But if you like this video, then consider subscribing to the channel, because I cover a whole bunch of different altcoins. I find them really early so that you find them really early as well. Alright, so subscribe to the channel, give this video a like if you liked it. Let me know what you think down below in the comments. I would love to know your opinion. If you know any other coins which I've not covered, then let me know as well. I can review them for you, and yeah, we can have a little debate about it. I'll definitely get back to you. So yeah, write a comment. If you want to see the full reviews for some of these projects that I reviewed, then check that one out there and check that one out there, and you won't be sorry, because you can get a bit more into the nitty gritty of the detail. But if I don't see you, I'll see you at the top. Bam.